Scheana Shay's husband Brock Davies speaks out about his affair. "I was an absolute coward." Brock Davies is prepared to, as he puts it, face the music. Vanderpump Rules star spills after he waited nearly 2 years to reveal it nearly 2 years after the fact. It's a bitter pill that her husband, Brock Davies, has swallowed and spit out, and it's incredibly sour. Cheating on her while she was pregnant with their now 4-year-old daughter, Summer Moon, after weeks of his wife detailing all their heartache in her book, Equipando Ahios. In a frank chat with Shay on the Friday, July 25th episode of her podcast Scheananigans, Davies said sorry to her ex-husband for cheating on their marriage, saying, "It's hard to know that your actions have hurt the ones that you loved." He maintains that the extramarital affair, which occurred while he and Shay lived in San Diego amid the pandemic, was never romantic. "It was a sexual affair," he said. "There was no dating. There was no courting. It was really just that meet-up, and then we had sex. And it did it several times over a 3-week period." Davies didn't reveal the woman he hooked up with, but said that he ended things. "It made me feel terrible," he said. "I was like, this is not acceptable. I'm not doing this. And I pulled the pin." Though he regretted his actions, Davies kept it a secret from what he had done, saying that he trivialized what it was and compartmentalized it in his head. "I was an utter coward," Davies said. "That guy was a coward. He wasn't thinking about trying to protect you. He wasn't even defending himself, he was saving face. It was selfish. It was a kind of self-preservation in a way, I suppose," Davies added about his silence. "And I thought, I'm never gonna do it again. It's like, we can get on this." And it was just another level of betrayal that I layered on top of the first one. Davies said he had learned to compartmentalize his emotions and his actions, a skill he had developed throughout his life. "This is not an excuse," Davies said. In an attempt to offer more explanation around his choices, he said he was brought up in complete instability, which enforced in him a drive for achievement and a desire to find my worth in my achievements. "It made this egomaniac," he said, of how he brushed off the consequences of his actions. Adding into the pathological aspect of it, I was able to, easily detach from so much of my emotion. I sort of scaled down a lot of my bad boy traits and my character. And in retrospect, now I can kind of see, well, there's a real problem there. It wasn't until I was opened up to it that I was like, oh, I am part of this problem and I can also be part of the solution." All those skill sets in my 20s and 30s certainly did me well in kind of getting me out to this stage. From little old boy from New Zealand, from a dairy farm, he added. But then transitioning into this father role and husband role, those skill sets that I honed, they don't have much utility at all. Shay initially shared the details of Davies' infidelity in an excerpt from her memoir, My Good Side, published by Glamour on July 10th. In the message, she told how Davies confessed to his cheating ways after he was rumored to have slept her former co-star, Rachel Leviss, in the wake of Leviss' 2023 cheating scandal with Tom Sandoval. During Scheananigans, however, Davies did not cite the Leviss rumors as influencing him to speak out. Instead, he said he had a reminder in Lamine of his own unstable psyche and of his meltdown in San Diego a year and a half later, when he ran into some of our old friends and realized that my destructive actions might cost me everything. Davies said that since that experience, he has had a serious conversation with myself and internally done the work through therapy and more to be a better man, husband, and father. "I know what I did and I know what I had to lose," he said. "I'm just kinda doing me, knowing that at the end of the day, what I've done doesn't define who I'm gonna become." He also thanked Shay for showing a form of forgiveness he had never experienced. "I'm proud of you for telling your story, and to have this be part of your story, I'm sorry," Davies said.